Mr. Yasir.
So please rotate
your
your camera so that
your mobile.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, welcome to the discussion, and we will listen your views and so the mic is yours, please.
This is wonderful with you and to learn from Musa, from you, and probably and obviously from Dr. Zarif Atma, whose session is expected in the next few minutes. So you got me some briefing about the Musab session. He is a very intellectual and highly capable person in the area of business incubations and entrepreneurship. So he has, I think, covered most of the aspects in the entrepreneurship, and you yourself have already covered in the area of new startups and new opportunities, especially through this pandemic. And as per the latest notification by the government, the universities are going to be closed from 26th of November till 11th of January. So this is again, this crisis is bringing another opportunity for lots of startups again. So most of the things have already been covered. So let me talk about some other dimensions from financials and commercialization. I don't want the audience to get it repeated from the different speakers. So new idea or what is actually the business side inside for the startups. I would like to make very summarize and short views about the idea generation. So what is a new idea actually for the audience? What is a new idea? The idea already exists somewhere in the world. I mean, there may be very lesser innovation type of things, and innovative idea might be very lesser, but the only thing what we are trying to reveal is connecting dots from manual to digitization, from one place to the other one. Let me put an example over here. When the wheel was invented, the wheel we use in vehicles and in the cars. The wheel was invented thousands of years ago. And when the luggage bag was invented, it was invented around in 1970. The luggage, the bags, along with the wheels. Now the luggage was also very much a very old product, and the wheels were also very old product. But it took thousands of years to connect both of these products to facilitate the passenger to move its luggage from the other with the convenience. So this is all about the innovation. This is about the idea. Things are always there in our surrounding, but the idea actually connects the dots and lets us know how to integrate these resources to get optimum results with maximum efficiency and output. So into the not only about new idea, it may be about same solution but with a different perspective. There are a number of examples of this digitization now. We have it's all about our thinking process, how we can solve one particular problem in a different way, which is not being followed by the other ones. So the industry is being invited for this, like they are invited for R&D from startups point of view. Our students in the universities are feeling this thirst that they want to have the latest industry issues. They might have issues like in their effective supply chain, or they may be like they may not be that much cost effective, and a startup may bring it up. They might have some production issues, they might have some raw material issues, and the startups may introduce a particular solution for that particular gap, so that it could be filled with efficiency, and startup could have a solution for them to, in order to integrate their whole business process with their own innovation. Now, what happens when the industry invites them? Do they cooperate with them? Do the startups receive cooperation, and does the industry invite them to be the stronger part of their business enterprise ecosystem? Usually it doesn't happen like that, because there are gurus, there are set practices and standards, and other than that, there is a huge conflict of interest. There is a game of the personal gains, the professional gains. So there are so many things. Now, should we sit disappointed? Or should we just surrender over this? Not at all. We should keep striving for that. We should keep proposing the solutions. We should keep identifying and digging out the problems being faced by the society or by the industry. Now, the next question is, if we look at the data of the startups being generated every year, and after a couple of years, how many of them keep alive, how many of them strive for the business, the ratio is pretty low. As per World Economic Report, there was only 20% of startups were being alive out of 100 every year. Almost the country I'm talking about was probably America, as per their findings. So in America, where their ecosystem is very stronger, where you have Silicon Valley, your number of organizations, universities, incubations are there, but still being like continue with their own thrive and excellence. So what was the major reason? So the major reason which was identified by them was something different about market, that whether the solution was needed by the market or not. That's one thing. The other thing, what I have gone through in my experience, that was something regarding professional grooming of our startups. Now, what do I mean by professional grooming? A university graduate comes up with an idea, and okay, so I was talking about, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Okay. So what I was talking about, the startups development, the team's development, the team identification, how to actually proceed with your resources. So after a couple of months, when the startup is going to launch its product, or may have launched but didn't get the maturity enough, what happens? The financial issues become the main root cause of their crisis. That's what they need to think about it in the very beginning. They need to set the TORs of their startup, their equity, their co-founders share, their team members share, their ownership in the startup. So these legalities and these terms and conditions will never hurt their businesses in the longer run. What happens initially, that in a friendship circle or in a friendship zone, or you may say that in inexperienced approach, do ask that, do for leverages, that's okay, we will deal it easily, let's just begin with it. So this is one of the main reasons what I have found so far, or experience in the startups, that they have trust issues later on. They have that's why they just get broken, and they are just unlifted at the moment. So that's what we need to talk about. That's what for that the incubation centers and entrepreneurship cells are helping about. They're providing them each type of counseling for this, how to pursue, how to go with that, because the technical skill in one area may not be sufficient for you. Now the world is getting the optimal solutions from multidisciplinary departments. So a one person cannot have all the skills to run a business now. A mechanical student, a mechanical engineering student might have to seek some help from civil ones, from electrical ones, from computer science, or so many other disciplines, from social media marketing, from business side. So many dimensions are there. So they all need to sit together. They need to set their TORs, and if they don't find right information, they can contact number of incubation centers around them. Not only our university, but the National Incubation Center. The whole ecosystem is there to support them. The other one, like within universities, like how the universities can uplift this phenomena, and how they can play a vital role in strengthening this ecosystem. So that's all about the students have to listen to their faculty members. The faculty members are the most interactive human beings who are like in touch with the students to thrive their innovation through their term projects, through their innovation, through their final year projects, through their assignments and their content. So they need to motivate them. Now, the question arises why faculty members are not found in Pakistan. They are not found too much thrive for the excellence or for this innovation. What may be the reason? So probably HEC might have to look into this, because the right criteria for now their promotions or their incentives is only about being a PhD, and then they will be associate professor or professor with research papers in impact factor journals, and I don't know what these impact factor journals and research papers are contributing towards. I mean, if they are not having any policy for commercialization of their ideas, commercialization of their own companies, even being a co-founder, the faculty member can join its own students' teams. So why can't we initiate such a policy in which, through which the students could also be motivated towards innovation, and then they could bring up number of things to ultimately solve the same issue, same issues being faced by the community. Uh, then, from academic perspective, I would like to talk about each discipline's perspective. Now, it's not necessary that the engineering student will always be studying engineering only, or only a slight size of business. They need to be taught entrepreneurship as well. MBBS doctors are now they are entrepreneurs since very long time, because you can see the private clinics of MBBS doctors. In the morning, they are serving in the hospitals. In the evening, they are having their own setups or their consultancy services are going on. So, what do they need now? Apart from this consultancy services, they can have multiple dimensions of medical equipment or medical solutions through apps or number of things or gadgets. So, that's what they can provide. So similarly, students are civil engineers, fashion designing students, or art students, they have multiple opportunities. Even architect students do have number of opportunities in their areas. So each discipline, each program, each department should have this education of entrepreneurship, how to run their own business. Each area has its own dimensions. Now, cutting it short, I do understand the time limits that have already been extended in the program because of some technical issues. So I am making a very summarized and shorter version. So practically, what we have observed so far in our startups, when they come up with an idea and how do they proceed it, there are two different things of their initial stage. First, if they are having a seed funding by themselves and they don't need investment, so that they require a very different market research. Whereas the other ones who need proper investment from the very initial level up to prototype and then to MVP and then they need investments. So for this type of investment, what type of market research do you need? First of all, let me explain that both of these startups usually lack a lot of market research. As I stated earlier, that number of startups are failed all around the world because of lesser market research. Because if they do a market research, they would come across that the market didn't need this solution at all. Market needed something different. We designed a solution in a small group in a small room sitting on our desktop or laptop, and then we concluded that, oh, what a problem it is. It has a lot of potential to be solved, and excel all our energies and time in bringing up that solution and work on that. But when we enter the market, we come across a very different reality. The market didn't need that. And apart from that, if even the market needed a solution, then what type of practices did they actually need? The proposed solution or actual solution, the actually required solution by the market? For instance, I usually give this example in my service management lectures. What happens when an insurance company is to meet the expectation of the customers? Most of us think about it like the customers would be feeling like that if there is more recovery, more percentage of the claim, that will be a brighter side for the customer to launch the insurance company. Whereas the other side, on the customer side, most of the customer segment says it differently. They are not looking for higher percentages of returns. They are not looking for higher claims. Actually, they need a speedy recovery of their claims, even if the percentage is lower. So now look at the dimension. The solution was fine, but the way of delivery was little different, and that was causing the trouble to the startup. So the market research also includes a competitive analysis. What is going on? What is pastel analysis? These are not only about theory. It's actually happening in practical. That we need to focus on the circumstances of the country or overall globe. What is going on? The world is connected through digital means, highly connected. We are transforming the technologies. We are having the information. We are having sufficient knowledge of the cultures, of the practices, of the buying behaviors. There are a number of tools available. Why can't we seek help from them? uh, every product doesn't need social media marketing. Every product doesn't need digital tools or something, digitization of their businesses. Some of them might have to go manual, and on the other hand, every product or services may not be doing well in a manual process, but or physical process, but only digitization. So that's what we need to research about. That's what we need to talk about, and that's what we have to consider when we are proposing a business model for a particular problem. Then it's all about the 220 million population, the opportunities, yes, there, and huge opportunities there. We only need to think about it, which one suits us, which one we can choose, and what other areas can serve better to the whole community of this ecosystem. Ji Irfan sir, thank you so much.